Early on, I got to do the basic, which they called AppleSoft, that went with every Apple II computer. So I worked with both Jobs and Wozniak to get that done. Then later, as Steve has a kind of small group inside Apple doing the Macintosh, he invited Microsoft to write application software, a spreadsheet word processor for it. And so we actually had as many people as they did, and we worked very closely on that project. And he and I loved the fact that, that ended up being a key Apple product. Then he leaves Apple. I talked to him about Next, but I never thought that computer would do that well, so he was disappointed. But then when he goes back, and it's unbelievable what a great job he did, because Apple went from being on the way to dying to being the world's most valuable company. And Steve had really matured, and was something. And we helped write software for that. Then later, when Steve is sick, we had about 5 different conversations where we got to talk about kids and, had computers done well, and, where he was pretty thoughtful. It's amazing to me that Steve, his skill set and mine, other than, madman, leader, drawing people in, but his taste in design and user interface, and even his intuition about people, he was just genius in a way you can't explain. He didn't look at code and write code, whereas, my thing is, hey, I'm an engineer, here's the code, let's make it faster and smaller. So actually that allowed us to get along, because, what he was super good at, I was not good at. I envied those just incredible talents that he had. In some ways, he's more singular. If you say to me, are there other people like you who are great at writing code and conceptualizing? Yeah, I can name a number of people, including many who worked with me. But I don't know somebody who I say, oh yeah, he's just like Steve Jobs.
Wow. Well, that's very humble of you as well. I mean, it's beautiful to hear.